As you guys know, a couple of reasons why we're here this evening to practice together. One of the main ones is it's summer solstice tomorrow, and it's the longest day of the year. And the energy, I mean, it's been beautiful today and the last few days, that energy is really building, isn't it? Up to this point, which is really nice to see. And I'll talk a little bit more about summer solstice shortly. However, there's also a personal reason why I put this on, which some of you again may be aware of, that I've been celebrating my 5 years being a yoga teacher, but not just a yoga teacher, if you like, running my own business and doing what I love essentially for the last 5 years. And I feel like it's something to be marked. Yeah, thank you, Anna. Because it's quite an achievement to keep something going that long, I'd say, especially in the times that we've been in. So, and I have you guys to thank for that really as well, for showing up to this work and everything. So yeah, I thank you guys for being a part of this too. But back to what collectively brings us here together, summer solstice, and this beautiful time of reflecting, which we don't necessarily give ourselves the grace to anymore. I say that in the sense of we live in such a fast-paced world that it's always on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So I invite you tonight to actually take stock of all of your achievements to today, whether that's like me, something you've been working towards for 5 years or more, or something that you've been growing in the last 6 months of this year. And that's something that I've done basically since becoming a teacher and becoming more aligned and understanding of the world, is taking these moments as a symbol to go, right, let's reflect, let's just take stock and embrace the last 6 months of the year. And what have I done? Not just those big achievements, but what have I done that's been enjoyable, that's been fun and filled my soul and my life? So today's practice is going to be a little different for those who are with me regularly. There's going to be a meditation at the start, a small one, and a bigger one at the end, for you to just then, as I say, if you want to afterwards, write down whatever comes to you and journal it so that you can remember it for another day. I love, me and a few of you on here are the same, and love flicking back through old journals and going, oh yeah. Or on the manifesting journal side, like looking and going, oh yeah, that's happened, that's cool, that was a few years ago, but that's now happened. So it is a great thing to do. So yeah, let's all settle into a comfortable seat of choice, however that may be for you. I'm going to guide a meditation and then lead into breath work. So shut down the eyes. Feel for sitting tall, rooting into the sit bones. Letting the shoulders relax. And hopefully this evening you might be facing the sun, but if you're not, no sweat. But if you have that opportunity, take it. Just for a moment, bring awareness to the breath without changing it too much. I always find that a hard one to say, because as soon as you bring awareness to the breath, it's so easy to want to control it. Just seeing its gentle ebb and flow and how it comes into the body to sustain you. To fill you and cleanse you. And in your mind's eye, I invite you to visualize the sun. Or again, perhaps you can feel the sun rays coming in through the window. The sun at the height of its power. And with that, we see this abundance in nature. The flowers are all blooming, the crops and the fruits, the vegetables are all starting to turn. Some even ready for picking. It is this time where I feel we can really reconnect with nature if we've lost it. We've had moments where we've forgotten how connected we once were, how we were once foragers and swam in the lakes, collecting water from the rivers, streams. And these pockets of time, for me, just help draw us back to our ancestry and give grace, give thanks for all of those achievements. And I have a little problem with technology, but even that, we've worked so hard to propel ourselves forward in so many ways. Sometimes it just means we lose touch occasionally. So just consider in these moments connecting to this sun energy in your mind, taking yourself to a place where you feel fully vibrant, supported and connected to the world. Breathing in that sun's energy into your own being. And letting it soak through the layers of tissue, through your skull, sunbeams coming down over your eyes, your throat and neck, the sun's rays coming down over your shoulders, down both of your arms and torso, through your pelvis and down all the way through the legs to the feet. Feeling this vibrance of energy, cleansing, purifying, healing. Allow for a few moments of this exchange of breathing this energy into the body. Feeling abundant in nature. And at one with nature. Feeling this energy now start to expand from your body, so that it encases you in a full circle like the sun. And we're going to use this practice, this energy, to connect to this flame in the sun, this flame within the side of ourselves. that courageous, confident energy. And use it in a way to celebrate our body this evening as it is today. And as a reminder of all the things that we've achieved or moved through, dealt with, handled over this last 6 months or maybe longer. Choosing in this moment to release what isn't serving out into that flame, for it to be burnt up, to be released into something far more great and powerful. I invite you to bring your hands onto the belly with your eyes closed, connecting to your internal flame, the place of your internal flame. As we begin our breath work, slowly send the breath down into your hands. Exhaling, draw navel to spine. Breathe in, expand into the belly. Exhale, drawing navel to spine. Purposeful intent of drawing the belly back. Keep this going. This is a version of Kapalabhati breath of fire, just to slow down, more controlled. Gently warming up the core. This time I invite you to breathe in deeply, filling the belly, and use a sharp exhale to pull the belly back. Breathing in, open and expand. Sharp exhale to pull back out of the mouth. Just going to take 5 of these. Finish by taking a really deep breath in and down and a really slow exhale, pulling the belly back. Take 2 more like that. And lastly, excuse me, if you would like to take an Uddiyana breath, you are more than welcome to do that. This is where we draw the belly in and up into the diaphragm, holding the breath for several counts until we need to take that breath in again. If you're unsure, if you've not done this one with me before, then I would suggest taking the slow Kapalabhati breaths again for the next 3 or 4 rounds. If you know Uddiyana well, then let's go into it. Breathe in deeply. Exhale everything out. Draw the belly in and up. And when you need to take that deep breath in again, do so. We're going to take that 2 more rounds. This is the last of our breath work, or continue with the slow Kapalabhati. You're with me, empty everything out. Draw navel in and up. Final round. Some of you are likely to be feeling that heat starting to bubble in the core area, or maybe shifting through the body, that rush of energy. From this place, wherever you are, if you're like me and kneeling, you might want to change your position for this next little bit as we start to welcome more movement into the body. Lift all through the body, thinking about a more circular motion, moving through the torso, through the mid-back, the ribs. So we're isolating the ribs, breathing out as we go back, doesn't matter which direction, breathing in as you come forwards. Seeing what movement you have available in the core today. Using your arms as an extra support. Noticing how you shift on the sit bones. And gradually these will get bigger. Well, this is a celebration of you. So if you wanted to keep them smaller, then go for it. Slowly drawing them in so they're more on top of yourself. Until you're barely moving. And then come back into stillness and just take a moment for that little rebound effect. Before we reverse our circle the other way. And again, feel free to start small and gradually increase. Or again, work with what feels right in your body. Noticing if there's any sticky or stuck areas, perhaps you linger to let the breath travel deeper into that space. And if you are, and if it's unusual for you to separate your pelvis and your ribs, then enjoy this exploration. Regardless of how far or deep you get. Slowly start to make the movement smaller. Until perhaps you're the only one who knows that you're still moving. And then come to full stillness. And again, just take note of that rebound effect, that energy in the body. Tonight we are gently working with this internal flame. So come onto hands and knees for a little bit more core work. If you need to pad the knees, then go for it. In our tabletop, soften through the elbows, push down through the tops of the feet. Elbow creases turn forward slightly and feel for pushing into the earth. You know, all of this, what I was talking about, this abundance of now is support from the earth, support from the sun, support from the moon that we're getting. So feel by pushing away the support you are getting from Mother Earth. Take a deep breath into your body. Holding the breath, stick the bottom out, just moving through the pelvis. Exhale, tilt the pelvis under, squeeze the hands to the thighs, belly in and up. Breathing in, stick the bottom out, let the belly open. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, draw navel to spine, squeeze hands to the knees. Breathe in, stick the bottom out. So just feeling this space in the pelvis. Exhale, tuck under, awaken the core. Breathe in. Sit bones go back. Exhale. Take one more round of this in your own time. Now the wrists might be talking as well. So take a moment to turn the fingertips off of the mat and just go gently side to side, working through your shoulders, whether that's pushing up between the shoulders or letting the shoulder blades come together. Explore for yourself and celebrate the movement in your shoulder blades. Use your breath, connect to your fingers, the floor, and move intuitively. The hips might get a little involved going side to side, so just see what happens in this one. All of this is great warm-up for the wrists regardless. And from this place, bring your hands back into center and turn the palms all the way. In fact, kneel back. It's a nicer version. If you want to tuck the toes under, feel free to do that. Bring the knees a little bit wider and place the fingertips on the earth in front of you, facing towards your body. Start here by drawing shoulders down, bending the elbows, and just breathing with fingertips on the earth. Then slowly start to draw the knuckles down towards the earth, keeping the palms of your hands lifted. Again, elbows are soft. If you need to make it slightly gentler, the closer your hands are to you. If you want to make it harder, take the hands further away. And when you feel ready, start to press the whole palm into the earth. But again, be mindful that you've not just locked out. Bend the elbows. Makes it far more juicy. Send the breath deep into the core of your being. And depending on how the word intense is coming to mind, you might feel that wave of heat even here. Slowly, and I mean this, really slowly, peel the palms of your hands off, keep the knuckles down. Followed by lifting just through the knuckles, fingertips stay down. And then slowly peel all the way off and just take a moment to move through the hands. The toes might be talking as well, or perhaps the intensity in the forearms was enough to forget about your toes. Either way, just take a moment to tap out the feet. Last little thing here before we get moving a little more. Push back up through the hands, broadening the shoulder blades. Breathe in, extend left leg back, turn the knee down and lift through the leg. Take a breath into the belly. Exhaling, reach right arm forwards, ideally thumb up or palm all the way up to the sky. Belly draws in and up. Breathe in, tap the hand and the foot down. Exhale, lift your belly to spine. Breathe in, tap down. Exhale, lift. This time, breathe in this space. Drawing the elbow and knee together, most of you have done this with me before, actually push the elbow onto the thigh, drawing belly in and up. Just makes it a little bit more energized. Breathe in, extend. Exhale, elbow and knee meet, push them together. But I say knee, thigh even. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, elbow and thigh meet, push them together slightly, belly in and up. Breathe in, expand. Last two. Breathing in to open. Exhale to release, hand and shin back to the earth. Just take a moment, wiggle out anything you need. Take a moment off the wrist before we go to the other side. Breathe in, extend, right leg back, knee turns down. As you exhale, reach, left arm forwards, ideally palm face up. Breathe in, tap them both down. Two more here on your own. Working with that flame in the belly. And actually a little bit into the glutes as well. After your third round, elbow and knee join together for 5 rounds. Noticing if one side is more energized than the other. Finishing up after your 5 rounds, keep going if you need to, but when you are done, meet in tabletop. And again, take that freedom of movement here through cat-cow, back to child's pose. Anything goes right now that's going to make your body feel divine. Celebrating that you can move in this way tonight. And with celebrating our sense of movement and flow, celebrating all that led us to this point. Celebrating showing up for yourself. When you've had a little bit of movement, perhaps getting more into the hips, curl the toes under. Let's actually add a little tiny bit more fire, just a little, in this pose. Puppy, turbo puppy. Bend the elbows towards the earth, 2 to 3 inches off the floor, and squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Breathe into the upper back. Really grip the floor with your hands, and you might walk the knees slightly further back. Let the head and neck relax. The intensity is when you squeeze the elbows in. I'm going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Welcoming that sense of heat in the body. welcoming a sense of sustaining and supporting yourself. Once you've done your 3 rounds, push yourself back up. Those wrist stretches were really welcome now, weren't they? Push yourself all the way back into downward facing dog. And give yourself some movement here through the hips, the side body. It's early doors for the hamstrings and the calves, unless you've done some bits and bobs earlier. So just go gently with yourself. Slow steps to come into forward fold. Bend the knees generously to let the body hang over the thighs. Weight comes back into the heels. Inhale, come to flat back. Empty the breath out. Feel sit bones coming away from each other. Push into the feet. Breathe in, rise all the way up. Hands to the sky. Exhale to heart. Coming to stand, just pause and notice how you feel in this moment. Then start with our salute to the sun salutations, honoring our sun and all that he does for us. The strength, the growth. Without him, we'd be pretty stuck. One, we wouldn't see where we're going. And two, where would we get our food? Our power, our heat. It's time to honor that in our lives. Here we go. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, come to flat back. Exhale, fold. Step left foot back. Lower the knee down. Lengthen heart forwards. Exhale here. Push into the legs. Breathe in, rise all the way up. Empty breath out. Lower the hands down. Step back to plank. Lower the knees. Shift through to low plank and cobra. Pulling the heart forwards. Really opening belly. Exhale, fold. Hands back, loop shoulders, send it back to down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Slight variation, knee into the chest, lift the hips high for that core engagement, and then step the foot through. Lower the back knee, breathe in, heart forwards. Empty breath. Inhale, rise all the way up. So those who come regularly, I'm testing you now by doing it slightly different. Exhale, fold down, step to the front of the mat. Breathe in, rise. Just to keep you on your toes. Exhale to heart. Breathe in, lift. Fold. Step. Right foot back. Lower the knee. Pull heart forwards. Empty breath out. Navel pulls to spine. From this place, push into the legs. Find your strength. Rise up. Empty breath out. Anna, draw your left hip back slightly. Yeah, that's the one. Empty out. Fold forwards. Lift the hips. Step back into plank. Lower through vinyasa. Breathe. Actively draw. Hands back. Ribs forwards. Create space where we've been working. Exhale, send it back, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Knee to the thigh, to the chest even. Lift the hips. And then step the foot through. Lower the back knee, breathe in, lengthen heart forwards. Empty out. Head can be relaxed. Push into the legs, rise, breathe in. Lower the hands down, step and fold to the front of the mat. Breathe in, rise up to standing. Hands to heart. Breathe in, lift. Fold. Step, left foot back. This time lower the knee and raise the arms. Breathing in, reach up. Right hand to the right thigh, lift up and over for a gentle side bend with neck release. I'll come face on just to show. Lifting up and out of the ribs, head and neck relax. If you want to take it into more of a neck release, feel free to do that, reaching the fingertips down to the diagonal corner, depending on what sort of day you've had. Exhaling, fold yourself forwards, lift the hips high, step back into plank and shift through vinyasa. Option on the knees or the toes, just be super gentle with the shoulders. Send it back to down dog when you're ready. Inhale the left leg high when you get there, squeeze elbows in. Knee comes to the, thigh comes to the chest, lift the hips, step the foot through. If you have a block, you may wish to use it under the right hand. If you don't have a block, don't sweat, it's just going to be a little bit different. Keep the hips high this time as you open twist to the left side. So I'll turn the other way here. Or perhaps without the block, lift the hips high and twist towards. Maybe give yourself a little bit of extra space if you don't have the block. Let the head and neck relax. This one doesn't need to work here. So sometimes let extra tension into the neck unnecessarily. Enjoy the freedom. Lower the hand down. Step the back foot to meet the front. Forward fold. Breathe into rise. Hands come to heart. Inhale, reach. Fold. Right foot back. Knee down, breathe in, lift up the arms. Side bend. Left hand to left thigh, reach up with the right. Is the weight evenly distributed between both sides? If you want to take the neck release instead, go for it. Feel the breath supporting and traveling into those tight spaces in the body. Fold it forwards in any way that feels supportive and good. Hands down, step back into plank and vinyasa. Open the chest, exhale, send it up and back. Breathing in, right leg lifts. Thigh to chest, step it through. Keep the hips high as you come into the twist towards the right side. Left hand down, right arm up, hips high. Easy twisting lunge. Yeah, that's it, Shamaya. Let the head fully go. Feel that sweet release. One more breath in this place. Fold the hand down, step back foot to meet the front and fold. Let the knees be bent generously. So again, the ribs, the belly connect with your thighs. Feeling that slight core engagement by the abdomen pulling onto the thighs. Neck and head can be relaxed. Breathe in, rise all the way back up. Hands to heart. Come into a little chair pose. Feel that intensity and heat into the legs. Come on down. Just enough to make the brow a little bit moist, perhaps. Here we go. Staying here, breathing deeply, and as that intensity in the legs builds, can we shift it up into the body, into the core, and perhaps even out of the mouth? Last 2 breaths. You're doing really great, guys. Stick with it. Bottom out, breathing in. Fold it forwards. Breathe in, come to flat back. Looking good, guys. Exhale, fold. Step or hop back to plank. You're choosing to hop. Again, feel the energy in the core as you do so. Shift through vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high when you get there. Step it through the hands. Pad your back knee and lower the back knee down. Going to be here for slightly longer. Might need to be on the diagonal for this one. From this place, breathe in, reach the arms up. I love this because the sun is in perfect line for this one to connect with me. Exhale, lift up through the heart, cactus the arms, and then let the elbows soften and come down. So it's as if you're making big circles with the arms. Breathing in, come forwards, lift up. Exhale, open the chest, cactus the arms, and let the elbows soften. A little bit gentle movement flow. Breathing in, reach. Fold. So just taking this in your own time to feel the strength in your legs, the openness in the chest, the big circles like the sun. Take 2 more after the one you are on. And options are to stay in cactus on your third and final round, or take the hands, interlace them behind the back, lift the shoulders, loop them, and draw the fingers away. Would recommend keeping the elbows slightly bent for that one. Or the third option is to take brain cradle behind the back of the head, tractioning through the neck and lifting through the heart for a little bit of a deeper back bend. So choose wisely. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Exhaling, slowly draw yourself back to neutral. Release the hands. Optional twists here. They are, you can take hold of your block if you have one, hold it in your hands, squeeze and twist towards your front leg. This is a really nice one actually. And if you want to, you can keep a little bit of movement coming back and forth. Option 2 is keeping the arms open and twisting to the side. Option 3 is hands to the heart, twisting, and then bringing the elbow onto the thigh and lifting through the body. Play sensibly, be where feels right for you today. If you're holding the posture, take 4 deep breaths. Or if you're moving in the posture, again, 4 breaths. Moving in flow. So whatever feels good for you. Love seeing everyone doing different things, what works for them. It's awesome. After your 4th and final round, going into one final twist together on this side. If you have the block, you might wish to use it again. Right hand to the block, lift your heart, open twist towards the left side. Or option, the knee is padded, perhaps bending through the back knee, reaching around and catching the foot, softening through head and neck. This can also be performed without the block, so just whichever variation feels appropriate tonight. Letting go of the ego and being where feels good. Slowly start to release. Lift the hips, step back into plank. Optional vinyasa or go straight to down dog, your choice. And when you get there, inhale, right leg high, step it through, pad the back knee. Ready for those, what I think of delicious circles on the other side. Tailbone is tucking under, breathing in, reaching forwards, exhaling, cactusing the arms. Breathing in, reaching forwards. Push into the feet for this extra brightness of energy. Take 3 more after the one you are on. And again, options are keep them in cactus, brain cradle, traction in the back of the neck, lifting the heart, tucking tailbone, or interlacing opposite thumb on top. This side might feel different, so go with what works. Slowly releasing, taking those twists on the other side. So whether it was with the block last time, exhaling, twisting towards your front leg, whether you don't have the block and you're twisting with the arms, slightly pulling navel to spine, or if you're bringing hands together, elbow to the thigh, lifting and twisting, and again, feeling that rinse and energy in the belly. Wherever you are, take 4 more deep breaths doing this. After your 4 rounds, place the block down if you were using it, and this time use that in a way to go deeper. You may like to still keep the knee padded if you're going into the bind. Lengthening chest forwards, foot to butt, relaxing head and neck. Honestly, I couldn't have timed this better for the sun to be setting down in between the houses at my house to greet me. Okay, last breath in this place. Placing the hands down, step back. Again, optional vinyasa or meet on the earth. So you don't need to do the full vinyasa. You can meet after cobra or push back to down dog. And then roll through back into a plank to come down onto the belly. Come into Sphinx pose. Pubic bone down, forearms down, elbows under the shoulders. Checking in with my anatomy there. And then draw ribs forwards. Legs are active. Back of the neck is long. Just taking a pause here, feeling into this energy center in the core and the solar plexus, that fire heat. That heat which has led us to today and led us to all of the achievements in our lives. Without this energy, we wouldn't be doing very much. You wouldn't even get out of bed without this little glimmer of light inside of you. Just taking a moment to expand in that place. And what better pose to do than bow pose? So draw your left arm across the body as a support. Bend through your right elbow. We'll do half bow to start with. Bend through your left knee. Did I just say elbow? Bend through your left knee and reach around. Right knee, apologies. Left forearm in front, right knee bends, and then kick into your foot. Sometimes with this one, the pelvis can go a little bit ski width. So feel for drawing the right hip back down to the earth. Again, doesn't matter how high you get off the ground, as long as you're supporting your body with respect and integrity. Slowly release. Come down for a brief pause and give the hips a little shake side to side. And prop yourself back up on the elbows, bringing the right forearm across the body this time, bending the real left knee and reaching behind to catch the ankle. Kick the foot away and pull the ribs forwards. Really strong in the front arm. So if you feel your right shoulder is drawing up towards your ear, draw it back and down. Looking good, Rach, looking good. Anna, can properly see you guys. And slowly release. Again, give a little wiggle to the hips. So option now, you might already be able to feel that energy created in the belly and in the hips. Option is to do 3 breaths either side again, or if one side felt tighter, perhaps you could stay on the one side, or if you wanted to do full bow, go for it. Bend both knees, reach around, catch the feet. You can always use a cushion under your tummy for this as well. Take a breath in, lengthen the ribs forwards, tuck the tailbone, and lift through the thighs. You'll probably feel a gentle little rocking sensation. Last breath, if you're with me in full bow, slowly release. If you're finishing up on one side, then do so. And from here, all we're going to do is reach, let's say, the right arm up, out in front of you, and roll towards your right to come onto your back. Little kind of army roll. And shimmy yourself back into the center of the mat. When we do back bends, which we have been gently edging towards today, we do need to work the core a little bit harder afterwards to reset. So from this place, lift the legs up towards the sky. Take a breath into the belly. Exhale, lower the left heel towards your bottom and then extend the leg out while drawing the belly down. Slight space in the lower back. Breathe in, come back. Exhale, lower the right heel towards your bottom and then extend the leg out. Belly draws down, slight space in lower back. Breathe in, come back. Left heel down. Extend out, belly down. Breathe in, come back. Right heel to the earth. Extend out. Now that you have this rhythm, this time bring right hand to the right thigh. Take a breath in. Exhale, push the right hand to the right thigh, the thigh to the hand, and exhale, lower the left heel down and extend the leg. Breathe in, come back. We're going to stay on this side for 2 more rounds. Push the hand to the thigh, thigh to the hand, lower the leg down as you did before. Breathe in, come back. Last one. Breathe in, come back up. Switching sides, left hand to the left thigh, push together, lower the right heel down. Breathe in, come back. Push, push. Right heel lowers and extends. Last one. Breathe in, come back. Just a gentle little nod to the abdominals. Lower the legs down, extend the legs out and windshield wiper the feet. Happy baby pose. Draw the knees in and out towards the armpits. Reach between the legs. Again, be gentle with yourself. Either take hold of the shins, the ankles, or perhaps going towards the big toes and guiding the feet up to the ceiling. Pelvis pushes down into the earth. Shoulders relax down. Let the breath flood into the belly, into the solar plexus, and even down into the pelvis. Slowly release your legs. Take any last little movements that you would like, perhaps a hug of the knees or a bigger windshield wiper. And send the legs out long or wherever feels most comfortable for you to be in Shavasana / meditation this evening. For a few moments, I'm going to let you just be in silence with your body, honoring all that you can feel after this little practice together. Allow for your body to get heavier and heavier. held in this space and time by the ground beneath you. Allowing your awareness to settle back into the breath. And our mind loves to go into the past and future in particular. So in this moment, allow for your mind to take you back to the start of the year, to your aspirations, your dreams, or just generally how you wanted to feel or show up in the world. And are there pockets, markers where that has been true for you to this point of the year? It's just taking some time now to explore and reflect on the last 6 months, the highs and the lows, because I tell you what, those lows are also something that we learn from and make us stronger. And when a memory comes to you, notice the feeling that arises in you too. Are there moments in time, even up to this present time, where if someone had told you that this would happen, would you have believed them? Or the opposite, you knew so much in your soul that it would happen, and it has. Both of these are magical workings of the universe. What can you be so grateful for achieving or receiving? Becoming aware of the abundance in our own lives and the abundance in nature. The difference, I guess, between us both is nature enjoys showing it off. And where in this time have you showed up and supported another, like our Mother Earth? What value have you given and added to another's life? For this is you giving and offering your gifts out to the world, as nature does to us freely. The gift of water, the gift of food, of air, of the sun and the moon. Take a moment now to give your gratitude and thanks to our very own Mother. Who nourishes and nurtures us daily. And maybe the next time you are presented with one of her gifts, you just take an extra moment of thought, of respect, and give thanks for that offering. And where it's come from, the hands it's passed through. Invite you to bring your hands onto your belly or your heart or both. Just feel into this space within inside of you. The space which you give from and the space you receive from equally. Take a moment to breathe in the goodness of life. And allow for anything else that isn't serving to be released out into the world, to be transformed. Just take a few moments breathing that goodness in and letting go of anything that you may even be unaware of. Start to feel yourself in this moment, here on the mat. the sounds around you. Perhaps you can still see the light of the sunbeams behind your eyes. And start to intuitively move, bringing that movement back into the body in a way that feels good, coming out of this meditation, out of Shavasana. And there is no rush here. If it feels good to stay in this space, you are online, you are more than welcome to stay there. Or as you're ready, slowly, again, in your own time, coming to a seated place. When you get there, just take note again how you're feeling from when you first arrived into this space on this call together. Option to bring hands onto the heart, your solar plexus, or in prayer in front of the heart space, whatever you feel called to do. Take 3 more deep breaths in this space. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It has been a pleasure to share this practice with you this evening, share this space and energy from my heart to yours. Namaste. And I invite you to still sit with this energy for a little longer if time permits, and grab your journal and write down what came to your meditation, or perhaps new things will come to you over the last 6 months or longer, and other gifts too, and just take that in. And if there's a moment where you wish to also set out a manifestation and consider what you'd like to take forth for the next 6 months, now's a great opportunity to do that too. So I'm going to stop the recording and just open space briefly to say goodbyes and let you get on with your evening.